Hi everybody. Um, so I'm back today and again my net's slow so I can't stream music. I need to remember to download the music beforehand so I can play it offline and not use up my bandwidth while I'm streaming. So anyway, uh, once again I'm streaming on the Sketchfab channel as well as my own. All the streams will be archived at this link, and so let's start with looking at the Sketchfab homepage to see what's new today. There's art spotlight and some interesting models here. I think let's look at this orb. I want to see if this is normal mapped or modeled. Sort of reminded me of this probe model by Machine 3. I don't know if he's actually done it or he's just okay, so it's a model. So I guess they stored genetic material or samples or something in this orb. Now what I want to check is, there you go, this stuff. We zoom in and check if that's actually mesh, and it's not. So these are all done with normal maps, obviously. I don't know what those little squares are for. Anyway, that answers that. Oh, this looks interesting. Space witch. Oh, I like that dark matter, portal, black hole kind of thing that has cake in it. She likes baking. Okay. Follow, like, share. So there's a Sketchfab destruction channel. That's all about putting up simulations. It doesn't have to be animated, but it can be, like Thomas Flynn has done here, and he's also rewound the animation so that you get to see it forward and backward. And I'll pause it and wait a little faster. I can also make it play back 2x speed. And I can play it back at much slower speed. Wow, check it out. Sketchpad really freaks me out some days, and this is one of those moments. Ooh, look at that. Let's look at that again. The skull forming. I can just watch that over and over. Let's. Okay, so to know more about that challenge, just go over to contests and you'll get it. Next. Sketchfab team has uploaded something. Let's have a look at this. It is by Alban, one of the founders of Sketchfab, and this is a 3D scanned team portrait. He has scanned it with the Tango powered Zen phone and it's annotated. So let's get a guided view. That's Pa, Remy, Julian, Fred, Thibault, Adrian, and Maxime. Interesting. This is a sculpt by Alex. If you're following this stream on Twitch, you'll see he's one of the masters who streams. Right now he's on schedule for Thursday, which is today. I think this is from last week. Yeah, but yeah, he also pops in and streams once in a while, so be sure to check his work out. This is one of those examples, sculpted in ZBrush and painted in Substance. I think that's his usual painting tool. Let's look at the art spotlight. Nam creating art in Oculus Quill. So that's right, a lot of artwork from VR creation tools can be posted on Sketchfab. Quill is one of them, Tiltbrush is another. Let's look at lunch. Okay, it's a large model. It's going to blow through my bandwidth, so I'm going to stop it there and start today's sculpt. So if you've been following before, you know that I've made a lot of my base meshes in Blender and then I take them to ZBrush and sculpt them there. This week I'm going to alternate between ZBrush and Blender. So since I did a ZBrush sculpt yesterday, I'm going to do a Blender sculpt today. I'm trying to figure out some basics of Blender sculpting, so the stuff you see will be very basic. I've done a bunch of heads, so now I'm going to try something else. We'll start with opening. Okay, I either have wolf or I could work with something else. Bull, here we go. So this was a base mesh. I'm going to hide this. This is a low poly base mesh that I created in Blender, and then let me show you what I did with it in ZBrush. Turn off the fan. So that's what I did in ZBrush. So now I'm going to see what I can do in Blender itself. Okay, cards on the table. This is a bit slower than ZBrush, but I'm also pretty sure I'm doing something wrong. I think I've gone high res too soon. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the sculpting now. I'm going to go look at some reference videos and tutorials and come back to it tomorrow. But I will upload this model as is onto Sketchfab so you can monitor my progress every single day. Should probably see how big the file is. So I mean, not bad. Sorry about this. I don't know why it's taking so long. 3D sculptor who switched to Blender from ZBrush. His sculpts are pretty detailed. Gives you daily tips, things like that. So I've been watching those, trying to hone my skills. Okay, so that seems to be taking a long time too. So I guess the learning is that Blender sculpts take a long time for Sketchfab to process for some reason. Because it's just a 7 MB file. Anyway, so in other news, today was a bit eventful. I rescued another dog. This is my friend Rosabelle, who's an artist, a painter. I'm gonna try and get her onto Twitch soon. Let's go back and like it. Then go to mine. Yeah. So this is the dog I found today. She was actually in the middle of the road in the sun, and I saw in the morning when I was on my way to work, and I thought she was just sleeping, but when I was back for lunch I saw that she'd been in the sun in that exact same spot the whole day. So I moved her to the shade, went home. I was on my bike, so I had to go home, pick up the car, put her in it, take her to the hospital. You can I don't know if you can see, but her paws are really swollen. So she has some kind of chronic sickness which gave her a big fever. So they gave her an IV drip and they've admitted her. They let me know what happens in a few days. This is Mulan, my other dog. Well, I have two dogs. This is one of them. She's a wheelchair dog. She has this custom made contraption on which she walks, and you can listen to her barking. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so the Instagram link is right here at the bottom of the screen. I can't point to it, but my username is C2K, the other artist. Right, so I'm just going to matcap this thing and leave it like that. Or I could actually put a material so it looks nice and presentable. Let's go into top secret mode. These features haven't been released to the public yet, but they are coming soon. There you go. Link is posted in the chat room, so you can click on it and check it out. Right, thanks for watching. I'll be continuing this sculpt tomorrow, and hopefully I would have learned enough to do a good job of it. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.